A memorial is growing at the intersection of Highway 5 and Provincial Road 274 in Gilbert Plains. 4 teenagers from the area were killed in a collision here Wednesday night just before 11. A 15-year-old girl suffered serious injuries. Gerald Watt of Carberry says his 18-year-old daughter Alexandra Watt died in the crash.
She loved her animals, her family animals. She loved her family too. She just moved to Dauphin to live with her friends. She had some very good friends in Carberry. She was also all light.
RCMP say 2 17-year-old boys and an 18-year-old man were also killed. Officers say the car the teens were traveling in went through a stop sign and collided with the trailer of an eastbound semi. Dan Swintak identified the 18-year-old as his son Chris Swintak. He says his son was a cadet who loved making people laugh and that they had a close relationship.
He was my best friend. I raised him most of his life by myself, and we grew a bond together that it was inseparable.
Swintak says his son went to school in Dauphin. The 2 other boys attended Gilbert Plains Collegiate, which only has 62 students. The school opened its doors to students, families, and staff on spring break to give people a place to gather and get support. Mountain View School Division Superintendent Stephen Jadek says a critical incident support team, which includes school psychologists, will continue to respond to people's needs.
We will be working with school administrators to see what supports need to be put in as students come back from their spring break next week.
Carrie Fillion knows some of the victims personally and lives about 400 yards from where the crash happened. He says community members and friends of the victims gathered at his place in the aftermath.
When I got back after being at the scene, I walked in and there was all these people, and we just sat there and waited to get results one by one as the kids were pulled from the vehicle.
Some of the victims were about to graduate high school. The division superintendent says they lived in an area where people are deeply connected and that this crash is having a huge impact on many people. Josh Crabb, CBC News, Winnipeg.